Welcome to Atmanramayana, where timeless wisdom meets modern insight. Join me, Svetanusha, and our resident expert Srini as we embark on a journey through the sacred narrative of the Ramayana. So, what are the traits that make up Mariyada Purushuttam?
So, what are the traits? Okay, so there is no what we say prescribed definition anywhere. But if you look at what researchers have said, whether it is Harvard or Stanford or even McKinsey who've given, and when you look at the corresponding traits that come up in the Ramayana, interestingly, quite a few of them map up.
Oh.
And so, like for example, some traits on the masculine side, if you look, or the Shiv side, it is the ability to follow dharma. That is very clearly given. It is our ability to not have ahankar or ego or pride. That is clearly given. It is our ability to take decisions during duvida or dilemma. So today one of the challenges that leaders have is so we call it VUCA world, and VUCA world has transformed itself to Bani world, which is brittle, anxious, non-linear kind of thing. The dilemmas are very high and we need to be able to take decisions, and that is where it is. So in Ramayana also we talk about duvida all the time and how do you go about it. On the feminine side, if you look at, or the Shakti side, some of the traits which we look at is things like humility. Leaders are expected to be humble today. Leaders are expected to be what we say have service orientation or unconditional outlook towards service. Leaders are expected to have the ability to sacrifice. And when we say sacrifice, the idea is to put others before self. So when you look very clearly, the articulation is there, and that's why I always keep saying Ramayana becomes far more relevant today than anyone before. Because what investors are looking is typically, are our leaders or managers authentic? And that's why you see this new trend of topics like six discipline and others, or authentic leadership coming up. So authenticity or authentic leaders is very critical, and who better than authentic leader than Rama? And Rama is actually personification of the authentic leadership to the ultimate. And that in short what we can go back and say is what Mariyada Purushuttam, some of these traits one can have. Like one thing that we always look forward is, can leaders not have greed? Can leaders not have pride or ego? Because the pride, ego is very easy to fall into those traps. Greed, again, like we discussed in one of our episodes, is very easy to fall into trap. So if you look at the traits, these are the two negative traits we should not have, and so we should depreciate them, and then we need to appreciate the other traits like seva, tyag and bhakti, and that is what will make us the right combination.
And you say Rama has all these traits.
Absolutely. And so you look at, like for example, Karuna as a trait. If you look at, say, so there is one nice episode that happens, interesting episode, not nice if I may say. So when Jatayu is dying and he has his head on Rama's lap, and Rama is full of tears, but his tears are not rolling out. And after the final rites are done, Lakshmana is curious. He says, Rama, I saw tears in your eyes, but why didn't those tears roll out? And Rama very softly says, if my tears would have fallen Jatayu, and Jatayu had all the bruises because of Ravana's fight, and my tears have salt in them. So putting salt over those hurt would only made it worse. That's why I control the rollout of my tears. Now that is a typical personification, that is the personification of Karuna. So today as leaders, do we show that kind of humility? Do we show that kind of awareness and compassion towards our fellow beings, towards our stakeholders? And unfortunately, the answer is because we are so caught up in this rat race of saying ki I should score the numbers, I should score the digits, that we've lost that in that process. And that's why you will see that we are getting the results that we want to, but the culture or the values of the organizations are going for a toss.
So, where do you think Rama has developed this such high standards of moral compass?
Now that is interesting. So where does he has built it? Because if you see that over the period of time when he was taught, so he was always curious about it. Why is it that one needs to follow dharma? So if you look at all the teachings that he had, both by Vasishtha and later on Vishwamitra. So technically speaking, Vasishtha taught him the theory and Vishwamitra taught him the practice.
Okay.
In the sense that he taught the theory, Vasishtha, and when he was 14, 15, 16, there are different ages that are described when he went actually to the jungle along with Vishwamitra, and Vishwamitra taught him the practice. So how to implement the theory into practice is the interesting paradigm.